one of our favourites here. She's actually part of our Jokers team. She sometimes works on the door. She's an amazing promoter of, probably our best promoter on the road. She doesn't go anywhere without telling somebody about Jokers, and we love it a bit. She's also a fantastic, funny comedian in her own right. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please welcome to the stage Miss Annie Harvey!
Isn't it? See, the regulars know that I love sequins. Even when I'm working on the door, I still love them, you know, wear them all the time. But probably what you don't realise is that, you know, in all the other comedy rooms around Hobart, they kind of get the let's go for a coffee and a drink amount of sequins. But you guys, you get the let's go for dinner, dancing and possibly a shag amount of sequins. I mean, check out these shoes, for God's sake. And that's because you're my favourite. Jokers is my favourite room. I love it to death. And that's why I feel I kind of need to apologise. Because kind of tonight, I don't really feel like I'm quite as prepared as I normally am. And that's because, you know, like it takes a lot of time to do this, especially at my age. It takes a lot of time to write a comedy set. And I haven't had a lot of spare time. But I've got a really good excuse. And that excuse is because I've been in a new relationship. Thank you. Yes, it absolutely deserves some kind of recognition because, you know, I solidly think that for the M&M, which is menopausal and marvellous in Hobart, you know, the odds of finding Mr. Right now, let alone Mr. Right, are pretty similar to the odds of getting a jackpot on the pokies at the pub, which I googled is apparently 2.5 million to 1. And I think those odds are probably about right. And in fact, the odds still exist because it only lasted 9 weeks. Oh, but no, don't worry, don't worry. It's just one of those things. So if you thought your little comedy cougar was off the market, I'm back again. But there was a whole pile of reasons why it didn't work out, you know, and the first one was because of the chemistry thing. Oh God, that indefinable thing called chemistry. This guy on RSVP actually had in his profile, so you want chemistry, then let me just get my Bunsen burner and test tube kit. I thought that was a bit cynical, you know, and it isn't something you can knock up in the garage with your Makita. You know, it's kind of there or it's not. And the hard thing is that they say to you, you know, but what is it you want? I don't know. You know, I'll know it when I see it. But it's that kind of thing, and it's really hard because, you know, what I think I want and what I say I want are probably going to be 3 different things. You know, I'm a woman, and that's really confusing for both of us, and that's stressful. And that's the other thing that I forgot. I forgot that new relationships can be really stressful. And I know they're exciting, but I found it more stressful. I don't know why. And it was because I started stressing about really stupid things. You know, like, how do I introduce this person to my friends? You know, and it's okay to start with, but I won't use his name because Hobart's such a small place. Where's Andrew? Andrew, I'm going to use your name as a tribute to you, okay? So, you know, to start off with, a couple of weeks in, it's okay because you just go, this is Andrew, and that's fine. But a couple of months in, that doesn't seem to have quite enough significance. But you don't want it to have too much significance. So you sort of start going, this is my friend, Andrew. And that little pause, that tells people that either Andrew is a friend with a capital F, or it tells Andrew that you've got no fucking idea what this relationship is, so you've got no idea how to introduce him, and that's just awkward. And then that's stressful, you know? I tried something different, tried a different approach. I sort of tried, this is my lover, Andrew. And that just made people uncomfortable. And it really pissed off your single friends who still weren't getting any, you know. Their mouths were saying, yeah, it's really nice to meet you, but their eyes were saying, fuck you. And the other thing I found really stressful was holding in all that gas. Oh my God. That's got to be bad for you. No, seriously, I'm a fan of the fart. Look, as my dad used to say, better out than in. And mate, I can because I can scare the dog with a fart in the morning. But when you fart in front of someone for the first time who you are recently intimate with, I think it takes your relationship to a whole new level, and I just wasn't ready to go there. But he apparently was. And it's not because he farted, it was because I farted, but it was accidental. And it was because I laughed too hard. And it's a good thing. But he was on the phone to his mum at the time. And, you know, so I laughed and farted, and he's going, oh yeah, she's good. Oh, she farted. Oh, she's a keeper. And that was bad. And so another one bites the dust. And it really doesn't matter whether you're the dumper or the dumpee. I was quite obviously the dumper in this case, sadly. It doesn't mean that it's not still really hard and difficult and heartbreaking. You know, God, throw in a menopausal downswing mood, and I'll be under the covers in a, fetal position, cuddling Bradley the teddy bear and doing something like, which roughly translates to be a moving rendition of Celine Dion, I'm so alone, that kind of thing. So you need to have a strategy. You need to have a strategy so you can move on and get back onto RSVP. Oh, God. But I have such a strategy. I do, and I want to share it with you this evening, just in case you're in a similar sort of position. It goes a bit like this. Someone in the front row might need to have a hanky ready in case I get a bit emotional. You ready, Kent? Okay. How do I forget thee? Let me count the ways. A block of chalk does soothe my pain, but on my arse it stays. Or should I try the bottle, demon rum or wine or gin? But that just makes my head explode. It seems I cannot win. I fill my nights with battery bob. But I feel like something's missing. The orgasm is much the same. But Bob's not much good at kissing. Another man can soothe my thoughts and I feel less of a nutter. But it is uncouth in the throes of sex when it's your name that I mutter. So drastic action is required. I'll slap myself round a bit and embark on the road to recovery and convince myself you're a shit. So I'll delete your number from my phone, because not to text you will be a test. And remove all your photos from my Facebook page, because I think it's for the best. So today I'll cry and swear a lot, but tomorrow I'll go out for a jog, and in a month I'll find a friend with benefits. In a while I'll get a dog. And in a year from now we'll meet out in the street and my heart will give a twinge. I'll look really hot, and you will not. And I'll remember that you whinged. And I'll remember that you snored and cheated, and how much you used to pull it. So I'll smile and wave and walk away thinking, man, I dodged a bullet. So ladies, the moral of this story is there's plenty of fish in the sea. Oh wait, that's not true for the M&M. So if you ditch him, can you chuck him to me? Thank you.